in a bit.
Hi!
Okay.
It feels like it's been 2 weeks.
Certainly does. Certainly does.
I'm so glad Sarah's here. How's it going? How are you, Sarah? How are you? Anybody else that's here that we just don't see?
Yes.
It's so nice to be here.
Yes.
Have you noticed? Morton is beardy again.
Yes. That has happened.
That's a thing. So, Sarah, how's your Swedish? How's your Swedish?
Det går.
Hur är min svenska?
Funkar väl?
Tack.
Du kan överleva.
Wait, that's Lydia, isn't it? The Lydia I lived with in London?
Oh, den Lydia. Oh.
Yes. Hello, Andrew. He's that mental ginger. Wait, that's not a Scottish accent. Forget I said that. I can't do Scottish. I can only do Shrek in that one line.
Scottish. Wait.
Do the Simpsons Scottish.
The natural enemies, like the Scots and the Irish, and the Scots and the English, and the Scots and the Scots. It's a bit Scots ruining Scotland. Yeah, it's not that good.
Okay, Andrew, let him know how we did. So, what are these children's
Penny's
stories?
here too. Wow.
Ooh, Penny's in the mood for a rant fest.
Are we doing a bit of a Swedish lesson?
Does anybody want to learn a little bit of Swedish before we talk about the stories that piss us off? And that's not the British piss, as in being drunk. This is the angry American angry kind.
I think pissing you. The off sort of implies that you know.
Your face implies that you're cute.
I don't know if that would be an implication.
Burned. So Andreas is here, and Sarah's been writing her Christmas quiz, and Lydia wants a rant. Penny's always in the mood for a rant. Ugh! She's so angry.
Does that mean we're just skipping the Swedish lesson?
If anybody says, "Hey, I want to learn this Swedish thing," we can.
We're going to be talking about, like, some of the books we're going to be talking about are in Swedish,
That's
so we can
true.
give examples for that too.
Let's do that.
Okay, I'm gonna start with the simpler thing.
Okay.
That's just like, that is.
Oh, Tolta, I can't stand that kid.
Well, see, yeah, he's a great kid who does a lot of really, like, he's well behaved and does fun things, but the problem is, the only problem with this book is that, yes, his parents are neglectful.
They're
and this
the
book is from
worst.
like the 70s or 80s sometime. When was it? Oh yeah, 1970. But it's like, hey, you wanna play and build a house with me? And they're like, no, we're busy. And so then he just grabs the toolbox and starts building by himself, like
with this freaking saw.
saws and hammers and drills, and it's just like what the heck?
How old is this kid?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Our kids are like well, it's more in the other book where he's baking, where it's like we have another one where he bakes a cake, and the whole thing in that one is like there are a couple points where it's like, oh, Daddy turns on the stove, and because it's hot, but then it's like, but then he puts the cake into the oven by himself anyway, and it's like, and even our daughters have been remarking that, like, he should let his dad do that, like, because it's hot.
Okay, but do you know the really frustrating thing about this? Like, what is wrong with this mom? Look at how big these letters are. Why does she have to write her letters, her numbers that big?
Yeah. It's like, yeah, it's like, that's, that she is just, like, apparently responsible for the family budget, but she writes it, like, so that you can fit, like, maybe 6 numbers on a page. Like, what?
That reminds me of when I did a play with Seth.
Oh.
Seth Ulan-Chansey, and his business in the play was to count these coins. But there were like 6 of them.
There were 6 coins.
And he just played it up like 1, 2.
Oh, Monique
gosh.
going, what? The girls haven't built their first table yet?
Yeah. I think we should just trade them in for kids that can do stuff.
I mean, they're more in like paper crafting and blocks more than.
Oh my! Their latest amazing creation was to make people out of taped papers taped together.
Yeah,
So-
they made the whole family, but it's like each one is built out of 6 sheets of paper.
And they're like, "Look what we brought home!" And I'm like, "Yay!" And then they just laid them over the living room floor, and there was no room to move. And I'm like, "Okay, these are really, really great. I'm gonna put them in your room now, where I don't have to look at them."
They made first. She made just me, and then she made the rest of the family the next time she went to preschools, and so when they just had the Papa paper doll, she would sneak it into my room, put it in my bed, and be like, "You're resting in your bed." And I'm like, yes, that was funny the first time. This is the 4th. Please stop.
No power tools. Ooh, Gay is here. And yeah, I've been here. It's a party, man.
Yeah.
Look at all these people. This is so
Yes.
cool. So
Well, that's not a
that's
book.
not
that
what
knows
the
this.
book. Okay, so
The rest of them are in the pile under the whiteboards.
oh, okay. Here we go. This book, Time for Bed. It is scientifically inaccurate.
And the funny thing is that there are 2 different inaccuracies. One that bothers Katie, and one that bothers me a lot
Okay,
more.
let's just go page by page. It's time for bed, little mouse, little mouse. Darkness is falling all over the house. It's not in a house. It's next to a tree. Gah!
Okay, right. There are plenty of it.
Okay.
Inaccuracies.
It's time for bed, little goose, little goose. The stars are out and on the loose. Stars aren't on the loose.
Katie, that one is very obviously a fairly noxious metaphor. I think there are far worse things to be concerned about in this book.
Thank you.
So I don't think we need to go through the whole book.
Okay, that one's fine. Here we go. It's time for bed, little calf, little calf. What happened today that made you laugh? Calves don't laugh.
How do you know?
Lost my place because I was angry.
Yeah.
Okay, this just gets worse and worse. The only one that's good so far is the cat one. I'll read that one so you know that there's one good page in this book. It's time for bed, little cat, little cat. So snuggle and tight. That's right, like that. That one's okay. I'll let that one slide too. It's time for bed, little fish, little fish. So hold your breath and make a wish. Hold your breath.
Also, like, the use of the term "it's time for bed." Like, fish don't have beds.
Oh,
This is the one that really bothers Katie. This is
hold me back.
okay.
Hold me back from
Mem Fox.
Mem Fox. I'm coming for you, Mem Fox. It's time for bed, little sheep, little sheep. The whole wide world is going to sleep, except for everything that's nocturnal.
Well, also, like, the whole wide world. It's like no, there's there are time zones. Okay, this page bothers me though.
Okay, here we go.
It's time to sleep, little bee, little bee. Yes, I love you and you love me. It's like there are no little child bees. Like that's not how insects work. That should be a maggot.
Yeah, you tell him.
And also like, and then also just the fact that like yeah.
It's time to sleep, little snake, little snake. Good gracious me, you're still awake.
Like snakes caring for their children is not. I don't think that's a thing.
I don't care about this one. I don't care about this one.
Oh, no, but here is what bothers me most in this book.
Oh.
And this is not a problem with Mem Fox's writing.
Okay.
It's a problem with Jane Dyer's illustrations.
Jane Dyer.
Look at that moon. Look at that moon, and look at that star, which is in the middle of the moon. Ooh. There are no... The moon is still round, even if you can only see a crescent. There is a whole moon there. So how the heck are we seeing a star in the middle of it? This has been upsetting me ever since I watched a video by Matt Parker of Stand-Up Maths on YouTube, pointing out that is a common error in like illustrations, and because it has been bothering me for so long, I feel like I need to have it bother you as well. Now you will not be able to avoid seeing when people do that.
Look, Martin Tova from Mills is here.
Wow.
That's so cool. Oh, it is a party. Sarah asks, how do we feel about the Gruffalo? Those are fun books. No problems there.
Yeah, I don't think we don't have the Gruffalo in the house right now, but like we do have several books by...
I love that author.
Yeah,
She's
I lost her
amazing.
name now.
Megan?
No. Davidson something, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm just now I have to go find out. It's easy.
All right. Well, I will take this opportunity to look at the comments. So, we've crushed Monique's world by saying that there's no baby bees. Sarah asks if we're really getting upset over children's books. I mean, no.
I mean, considering how Julia Donaldson.
Julia Donaldson. Not really upset. We're just having fun.
But it's, you know...
But some things do make us upset, actually. We'll get to that.
When reading these books as many times as we have, it does get to you. You know, and it's also just like you have to find your own little amusement.
Yes. Yeah, Pena says this is one of the funniest children's book reviews. There's no clouds behind the moon either.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. Yes, clouds behind the moon. That's. Okay, are we at the big one?
Yeah. After we get to do the big one, then I'm gonna show you my favorite ones. Actually, like funny moments. Not necessarily favorite because.
Books, yeah.
Anyway,
just some funny moments.
So we've mentioned this book a few times.
Yeah, we did some. We used it a bit for the Swedish lessons, but we didn't read the whole thing because it's interesting. Because in some ways, it is good because it is an anti-racism book where the rat in the book is very clearly a Romani metaphor.
Not all American. If there's any Americans here that are either here or will watch later, they might not be familiar with that term.
Yes,
I wouldn't have known that term back in the day.
Yeah, I just we
don't want to use the derogatory.
Yeah,
term.
yeah. The problem is that most people are only familiar with the slur, so that's the issue. But
for the sake of education,
for clarity, this is a slur. We're going to say it for clarity, but gypsy is the slur that we will not be mentioning again.
In Ireland, they're called travellers,
which are, I think they are like related groups, but they don't necessarily consider themselves the same, from my understanding.
Interesting.
But they have similar lifestyles and very similar stereotypes against them. But in this book, it's people are very racist against the poor rat. But then the rat turns out to be very friendly and hardworking and helpful, and so everyone starts liking him.
Yeah, after there's a fire and he saves people from it, then they're like, "Oh, we like rat after all."
I mean, okay, now the big thing that is like good for this book is that at least the frog and the rabbit like him the whole time.
There wasn't just everybody that was ignoring him or thinking that he shouldn't be there. Because one of these horrible animals was like, he's not like us.
But we're all different.
Yeah, it's like, a duck among a
The duck, yeah, the duck and the pig tell the frog that the rat shouldn't be here. He's different. It's like we're all different.
That's a clear metaphor for the Europeans, the first generation Europeans who are in West Side Story.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
But the thing is, the problem is with this metaphor is that like they don't the racists don't change their minds until he actually is productive and specifically does things to help them and proves his worth. But we are of the opinion that a human's worth is not that a person's worth is not dependent on their contributions.
Yes.
But that every person has value that should be respected. Like,
not just for their productivity. That's an internalized capitalistic thing right there.
yeah, and it's like because the thing is, if Rat was grumpy and had no useful skills, he should still have a right to exist.
Yeah.
Like, but
what if, heaven forbid, Rat needed help? He should still get it.
Yes.
Yeah. There's so much like ableism in there too, in that whole sentiment that you have to earn your way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we couldn't find the other book that we wanted to talk about that drove us crazy, but there's a book called Smiley Shark.
And it's very much the same thing.
Yes.
But
he wants to be friends with everyone, and he goes to them, but he's a shark, and he smiles, and his smile looks scary, and everyone runs away. But then, I need to move this because it's bugging me that I can't read comments. But then, when all the people that all the fish he's tried to be friends with are caught in a net, they call for him, Smiley Shark, save us! So they knew that he wasn't mean. They knew all along that they could be friends. They only wanted to play with him when he could help them.
Yeah. Since when do fictional characters have a right to exist? Well, in this case, it's the fact that the rat is clearly a metaphor for real people.
Yeah.
It's the whole thing of like you have the beginnings of these metaphors. Here, like, okay, they chose a rat to represent a different race, which like can be a bit yikes, but then I think it fits because of the whole thing that there are a lot of like prejudice against rats as an animal. Ian Stewart, yes, the ugly duckling. They only like him once he's pretty.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's like
now you're pretty. Now you have a right to be here.
Oh, and also like and even worse, it's like, oh yes. You didn't fit into the middle class, but don't worry. It turns out you were actually nobility, and you're better than those people because of who your actual parents are. It's like,
oh man, that makes me think of Jack and the Beanstalk. How ridiculous is that story?
Yeah.
He goes, steals from the giants, kills them, but he's the good guy? What?
Yeah, I mean, like I think that's definitely a story where there are no good people because it is made very clear that the giants do eat humans. Yeah. So it's there's no good guy in Jack and the Beanstalk. It's like,
and his mom is like the one that's like, get more. She couldn't just be content with what she had. Man.
Yeah, I mean, so many of those stories where it's like, yeah, it's like, it's time to consider the symbolism in these stories.
Tova's cuddling a rat.
Yes.
Nice. That's so cute. My brother loves rats. Had a lot of them over the years. My parents never warmed up to that. Maybe my mom did a little bit. So now I would like to share with you. I hope you can see. I hope you can see the picture when I hold it up.
Right, I play a version where Jack ends up getting arrested for what he's done. Yeah,
There we go.
yeah, like so many stories, like the whole thing of like, wait, are we supposed to be on Goldilocks' side? It's like, oh hey,
I'm gonna come in and destroy
Like-
your house.
hey, breaking and entering and
What, is it okay because she's pretty?
yeah, she's a cute little blonde.
And the world must bow down to cute little blondes. That's my Chris Farley move. Rhyming Rapunzel.
The Sesame Street book.
Yes.
Mm.
I gotta find my favorite expression.
My favorite thing is on this page.
Is it?
Yes, because so he keeps doing the Rapunzel, let down your long hair. But then because Rapunzel likes rhymes, she keeps dropping things that rhyme with hair, like a chair and a pear and the bear, and then finally he goes,
Oh, there we go.
no, I want to get up there, but I cannot climb a chair or a bear or a pear. No and nope.
Why not climb the rope? Rapunzel said sweetly.
Yeah, because, like, oh, right, yes, she had a rope this entire time. Like, what?
I think that might be the face, but I feel like there's a better face that I'm missing when he just looks straight at the camera and is like, eh.
Well, apparently in some of the original folktale versions, Goldilocks did get eaten.
Oh.
Good.
Oh. My past...
She was a colonizer. I'm gonna say it, eat the colonizers.
Oh. My pacifist husband advocating for the brutal death. I don't know who you are sometimes. You don't kill flies. You catch them in jars to let them out.
No, flies die.
Oh, okay.
We don't kill spiders because they eat the flies.
Oh, okay. You've got some very strong feelings.
I am a complex person.
We've opened up a can. Okay, so this is a Peppa Pig book.
Also available as a cartoon.
Check your local Blockbuster. The best part, I really love reading this book because it's very fun to read it with a British accent. Okay, so it's been all about how Peppa wants to win. I love that I'm reading this children's book to people.
Yes.
The next race is the relay. Daddy Pig is in the lead. He hands the baton to Peppa. Thank you, Daddy. You did very well. Now it's my turn to...
Stop talking and run!
Snorts Daddy Pig. That's such a great part.
Yeah, it's like Peppa, is so polite and supportive, and it's like, okay, yes, but you have to actually do the sports, Peppa.
Yes.
Like, I very much relate with Peppa in this book.
Oh, this is fun.
Right, because it happens twice that
Yeah.
she's talking instead of running.
Susie and Peppa chatting about who can run the fastest. Rebecca Rabbit is in the lead. Peppa and Susie are right at the back. Rebecca Rabbit wins the race. Hooray! Everyone cheers. Peppa and Susie are lost.
Oh yeah, designing the art style of Peppa. Oh yes, okay, now that is certainly an issue. Okay, we are clearly seeing Peppa from an angle. Like you can see the whole
I
side
don't
of her
think
face.
anybody could see there.
Yeah, like. Well, wait. I want to see now. Do we have a picture of her turned the other way? That's what I need.
I don't like it either. I'm not one of those parents that watches cartoons with my
Yes.
kids.
Okay. So you can see Peppa facing that direction. You can see both of her eyes are on this side of her snout. And then here, Peppa is facing the other direction. You can clearly see both of her eyes on this side of her snout.
What kind of freaking mom monster is she?
Thus, we have to conclude that Peppa has 4 eyes, 2 on each side.
It's true. Peppa, but I just don't like watching kids stuff. I hate grating voices. Like
There is some good. There's plenty of good
I
children's programming.
do like the accents in but I still don't want to watch it. What's it called? Ben and Holly's.
Which is that's mostly the same people as Peppa.
Yeah. That was fun.
That was fun. Yeah, and there's plenty of good. We should have grabbed some more like actual like books that have good messages and stuff in them.
What? That wouldn't have made this many wonderful people show up if we'd made the title and the picture stories that give us the warm fuzzies.
Yeah.
Like, would anybody have showed up if that had been the title? Clickbait works as long as you deliver, right?
I completely
What do you
forgot. The original Curious George. Speaking of colonizers, dude just captures a monkey, brings it home, lets it loose, and that's far from the worst part. Like, okay, I mean, there's just so much to deal with. I don't even know. I mean, okay, the fact that George smokes a pipe. Oh, and then he accidentally calls the fire department, and the fire department shows up and smash into the house without because they've just got the call. No one, they didn't speak to anyone because of that, so they didn't know what the issue supposedly was, and they just smash in, get upset at the monkey, catch him, and put him in human jail. What? And then, obviously, he escapes. And then, grabs a bunch of balloons and flies off with it, which is that's just silly.
Well, yeah, it's a kid's book. They get some allowances for...
Yeah, and so that's bad enough. But then, the man in the yellow hat shows up, and George is happy to see him. Because he's got Stockholm Syndrome. But then they take him, and of course this gets retconned later because later on George keeps living with the man in the yellow hat. But at the end of the first book, they actually bring George to the zoo, where he is very happy to be, and he and all the animals get balloons, which is no, what? No. I promise you that by the end of the day, at least one, probably several of those animals are choking on pieces of rubber. Because what the heck?
But let's just go to how he is stolen from his home.
Yes.
I'll just translate to English. Here's George. He lives in Africa. He is a very happy monkey. But he just had one problem. He was really curious.
Oh, yes, right. And the man in the yellow hat is carrying a rifle here as well. Which you can argue that it was presumably only for his protection against dangerous animals, but still,
This is a troubling picture. The way he leaves the hat for him to get curious and picks him up and then ties him in a sack, so only his head is exposed.
Yeah.
That's very uncomfortable.
Yeah. And I mean, and that's there's so much stuff. Yeah. The original Babar book is speaking of colonization. That is
Straight
such they tried in their later books. They sort of tone it down a bit and thought a bit more about stuff. But yes, original Babar is just straight up colonization apologetics.
Can you hear Clara meowing over there? I'm going to go see what's going on.
I think she might just be calling the kids to
nurse?
to nurse.
Oh, yeah, probably. Well, I'll help her by waking them up.
Yes.
By showing you guys some kittens.
Here's the one that we have named properly because he
I've
looks
named
different.
another one, but I can't tell. I don't know who's who right now.
Yes.
The one who cuddles a lot is Callie, and this is Klaus. This is a good boy right here. Klaus is such a good boy. Look how cute he looks in the screen there. Oh, my heart. My heart. Okay.
No, I think the others woke up and all got down to their mama.
I'll take you to the mama.
We at least got a little bit of kitten time
There you go.
in there.
I remember. It's been a million years, but I do sort of remember what it's like to need to nurse. And it was like, it hurts. And it would be like hard as a rock.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They're such good kittens. So, I'm gonna be doing a vlog, a Volk, with some vloggy stuff in there, and I'm definitely gonna be putting some kitten cuteness in there. I should probably use like chapter headings and have like a chunk where you can just go straight to that if you want it, or skip over it if you're not into kittens because you're a psychopath. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who isn't into kittens? The internet was created for kittens.
Yes.
Yes. Chilling with my nomies. I love this shirt.
Yeah.
Woo!
You're starting the Christmas sweater early.
Well, yeah. It's Christmas is like in like 40 days, I heard.
Yeah.
That's weird. Pretty sure that summer was a few weeks ago.
I don't think I forgot to. They didn't send any pictures or take any pictures or say anything. But did I tell you or show you that there was snow when I was in Uppsala? Like just a little bit. It all melted away, but there was snow.
Who's in charge here? Tova, don't say sorry for writing so much. It's great to read your comments.
Yes.
I missed a part of the conversation about Infamous.
Oh, it's just I think Gia called herself infamous, but then it was like, I'm not really sure what infamous means. And then Sarah was like...
It applies.
Yeah, well, Sarah's explanation, which I like, was like, it's being famous for the wrong reasons.
But I don't think it has to be a negative thing.
Yeah.
Gia is infamous to this channel, isn't she?
I suppose. Ian, my friend is fighting a losing battle with his wife and 2 daughters to not get a cat. Well, I mean, let them, well, if they are here, if they are on Gotland, then, these kittens will be up for adoption in about a month.
It's not my responsibility.
Yes.
People are like, I think I might know someone that could help. I'm like, nope, not me. They're not to be given away. You have to pay money to adopt them.
Yeah, because you have to because before they are given up for adoption, the cat home does take them to the vet. They will get chipped and tagged and stuff like that.
They're getting their first round of vaccinations this week because they're 8 weeks old.
So
4 more weeks to have them all with us.
He's not just famous, he's infamous.
Okay, I need to see that movie. It's got Steve Martin in it.
Yeah.
He's pretty darn great.
Wait, it's Steve Martin and it's Martin Short. And then it's also Chevy Chase. Which
Gotta take the good with the bad.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's but he is funny. He's just a jerk.
Yeah.
From everything that I've ever heard or read about him.
Yeah. The name of the cuddly cat is spelled Kallie.
Where did you get that name from?
I don't know. Just seemed
popped
to
in
fit.
your head.
just seem to fit. It's so weird. I only ever named my kids before. I never named other animals. What?
You're cute.
So, how are you doing? Tell us all of your deepest, darkest secrets. I mean, I want to know what's up for you.
Do you have any children's books or other stories that have really bad symbolism or otherwise upset you?
Indistinguishable my words are just
Yeah, I was like, wait, where were you going with the word indistinguishable?
Yeah, morals, indistinguishable morals.
I mean, I think it's totally okay for a children's book to not have any moral
it
at
can
all.
Just be a story, totally.
But it's questionable morals, I think, is the one. Like where it's like, or like the worst ones are like the whole thing that like the one with the frog and the rat. It's like on the surface level, the moral of the story is really good and positive, and it's like it's a lot better than most alternatives, but it's still like, but it does create a new problem. Which is
Okay, saying don't worry about writing a lot. Really, honestly, having people write in the chat just is wonderful. It's like we gave up on Facebook because nobody was showing up and writing.
Yeah.
We were just like, this sucks. Like we want to connect with people. We want to take time out of our busy lives and help people, and if people don't want to learn Swedish, that's cool. Even just we wouldn't consider it helping you to just be entertaining, but at least I get the feeling of hanging out with friends and just connecting with each other too. Like it's just fun. So it being fun is enough.
Yeah, and it's like
more than enough.
Yeah, if our only goal is to make your day a little bit better. Possibly our own day as well.
That makes me think, did you ever see the movie Singing in the Rain? When she's like, if I could add some life to your humdrum, if I could add some color to your humdrum lives, then it's all been worth it. So,
Swedish children's books too.
Gail lives in Högstede, but don't tell the world. Oh. I mean,
it's currently visible on the screen.
It's on the screen. I won't tell any more people, I promise.
Swedish books that we really like. I like this series about the princess.
Yes, the princess books. Girl power.
Because they are like.
I don't think I've read that one yet.
Oh, well then. Because it's a whole series of books that are all about like. It's a princess, and she does the typical princessy things where she wears pink dresses and likes cute and fluffy stuff. But she also swings a sword around and plays full contact ice hockey
and scares the robbers away and tames the dragon.
Yeah, becomes friends with the dragon.
Yeah,
and there's all this
She's
stuff.
fearless and strong.
And it's it's okay to be strong and be a princess. And that is such a good message. It's like you don't have to choose one or the other.
Yeah.
Like I talked a bit about that. It's like I totally understand and very much respect the people who feel that they have to get out of the various, boxes that society has created. But I really, really respect it when we can just make a box bigger so that more people can fit in it. Like, like I feel like that is also a valid solution to that issue.
Yeah.
Clearly the boxes that we have been putting people in are not working anymore, and so we have to do at least one of those things. Either just break people out of the boxes or just expand the boxes so that people can fit more comfortably.
Take the box and put it in your teeth and take your fingernails in and just rip it. Ah!
Kalle Blomqvist. Oh yes. The Child Detective. And that's one of.
Is that one that our girls would enjoy?
Not yet. It's
Maybe
one.
in a few
It's
years.
one of Astrid Lindgren's books for slightly older children, because there's solving crimes. There's some violent crimes in some of those, I think, but
Yeah.
but it's very charming, and it's sort of like, it's cute. I remember watching they made a movie of one of the Kalle Blomqvist stories when I was a kid, and I watched it in the theater and stuff, and I really liked it. But there's this great thing where it's like, yes, he is a child detective who solves big scary crimes, but he's also like, but just as much of the story is dedicated to him and his friend group having this constant little prank war with another group of kids that are like, there's this thing that they keep stealing back and forth from each other, and so like someone hides it in their room, and then they like break into each other's houses to steal it back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, and it's just, and this is happening while they're doing so many other things. Is like, those are good stories.
I'm gonna find a video and put it in the chat of what is going on here?
I do not know.
Pajama time.
Yes, Sandra Boynton.
What? Sorry, I'm sometimes a 97-year-old person on the internet. Pajama time. Okay. Oh, I remember quintuplets. What? Okay, this is it. I'm just gonna have to scroll through 9 billion videos. I think I'm coming close, having like close to 500 uploads. I could be pulling that number out of my bottom, but it doesn't seem too unlikely.
And this was a long time ago.
Yes. I've done daily vlogging for a whole month at like 3 different stretches. I kind of miss daily vlogging now and then. It is just not possible with editing for work and stuff. There's only so many hours in the day. Plus, I mean, even with weekly vlogging, I still get like thinking, who wants to watch?
Wait, was it Pajama Time when we were living in Klintehamn?
It was. Did I get past?
Oh wait, no, wait.
This is.
Yes. Yeah. So you've gone too far.
I've gone too far. You've gone too far. And it was before we went to America.
No.
Oh no, Klintehamn was
no.
after we were in America.
Yes.
It's so weird to scroll through these videos and see like, okay, this is how our life has been. This is when we lived there.
She's not there anymore?
Oh, there it is. Here we go. Quadruplets sing a bedtime song? Best title ever. Okay. Where's everything? Morton, find the tab.
It's right here.
Thank you. Did I speak with a Swedish accent, Morton?
Maybe I wasn't really...
Okay. There's a book of me singing with the girls when they were little, singing one of our favorite bedtime story songs. Yes. I would love to read Ronja Rövardotter.
Yeah. Oh, and I can't wait for the girls to be old enough to watch all the Astrid Lindgren TV shows. Like,
I don't think I'm ever going to be emotionally ready to watch Brothers Lionheart.
that one
Reading that book broke me.
Yeah, that one's
Broke my heart into a
hard.
million pieces.
Yeah. Yeah, like, man, for, like, Astrid Lindgren had such breadth in, like, what she could write. There's, like, you have, Pippi Longstocking, which is just,
So fun.
what if we had a super strong and very rich child living by herself in an otherwise normal little village in Sweden? Like, that's the whole concept, and it's just like, and then she was like, oh, but then it's like, I also wrote these, these crime thrillers with the Kalle Blomkvist. I was like, okay, oh, and do you want a couple of emotionally wrenching fantasy novels? Because I got that too, because both Brothers Lionheart and Mio Min Mio, which is like her other big fantasy story. Yeah, and I don't know how it got in.
Oh, through there.
Oh.
I decided to give up. They're gonna just be able to come in and out.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's just go into how much death sucks.
Yeah. And
we lost our train of thought.
But yeah, and like, it's like, so much stuff. And
does she do historical books too?
I mean, in a sense, like these days, a lot of her stories also feel very historical because they weren't like she wrote a bunch of books that were like about the world as it was when she grew up, which is now about 100 years ago. So
wow,
with Emil and Emil Lönneberga and like Barnen I Bullerbyn, which I have no clue what it would be called in English.
I think it's just really fascinating how Astrid Lindgren is like this hero of Sweden, but the thing she stood for was sticking out and not sticking to boxes.
Yeah.
And that's so anti-Swedish.
Yeah.
Like, they love her. She's like the closest to a secular being made into a saint.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And I love...
she has diaries from World War II?
Whoa.
I want to read that. Yeah.
But yeah, it's so interesting to like. Wait, now I lost my train of thought. Sorry. But it's it's just another one of the stories that it started out with just a, it was just a story she told her kid, like, and then she had to and she struggled really hard to get it. Oh, Madicken, yes, that's another one that is just like slice of life, childhood back in the day. Very, very cute.
Yeah. Tove said she was also really an early opponent to hitting children.
Yeah, she was like, she really was.
We need to
like,
respect kids. We need to honor like their personhood, and I am so glad I married a Swede, and because I was spanked and I was like, it's normal, it's the right thing, and not bad at my parents or anything, but I would never do that, and I can't comprehend doing that. Like, there's people that are literally expected to hit babies, 1-year-olds, earlier than 1. Ha!
Oh, that's so sad. They specifically wanted her to tone down a speech, I guess, about that subject, and she just refused.
Oh, love her. She like broke all these stigmas being a single parent back when that was not a thing at all.
Oh yeah.
She was just so different. She played with the kids down in the sand, getting dirty with them, while other parents just stood and like, that's weird.
Yeah.
She never lost being a kid at heart. Yeah. I wonder how many people today that died so long ago are still so loved.
Yeah, I mean, she didn't die that long ago.
How long ago did she die?
It was during our lifetime.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she was...
But we're kind of old, too.
Yeah.
Sorry to anybody older than us. We're feeling the years. The weight piles on our backs. Yeah. It's about the reminder of stones in a kitchen in her speech when receiving this Peace Prize. Did she get a Nobel Peace Prize? Wow.
I don't know if she got a Nobel Peace Prize. I'm not sure. But I know that, like...
Morton's looking into Google.
I know that we were all... I know that it was like this whole thing that... I know there was a lot of people who were like, she should get the Literature Prize. But I don't think she...
Wow, she lived a long life.
Yeah, she did.
1907 to 2002.
Yep.
Dang.
So yeah, when she passed away, it was a big deal.
Wow. I was just a bratty high schooler then. 2002. Where are we? I lost the tab again. How do you find a tab when you have a million tabs open? I have a problem with too many tabs. Ba-doop. There it is. Found it. Found the tab.
She got so many awards and things.
Oh, that story. Yeah. A mother asked her son to fetch a twig from the garden to beat him. He fetched a stone and said, "You can throw that one at me." And she realized, oh my gosh, this is so wrong. The piece of wood that grows on trees, bark? Is that the word that you're looking for? I couldn't find a switch, so here's a rock. Oh. And to be a little kid and to think I'm going to have to prepare myself that this is going to happen. I'm going to get hit with this. Yeah. Doesn't that just break you?
Yeah.
Morton's he's deep in the Googles.
Yeah. Yeah, no, she never got a Nobel.
Well, she should have.
But she's got a bunch of other stuff.
She got a bit of honorings over the years.
Yeah.
So talking about, is there anyone in Sweden more venerated? Now there's a good word, venerated. Gay likes to learn new words. So and maybe it's really similar in German and you already knew it, but I think that's how it's spelled. How do you solve a problem like Maria?
She got I'm not sure how many honorary doctorates. At least 3. Different. Yeah. Linköping's University, Leicester University, and Warsaw. The Warsaw University all give her honorary doctorates.
So, in other news, we have 3 more episodes left of the new season of The Good Place.
Which I think is the last season.
So that's a thing that I'm not emotionally ready for. When the last episode, when the last season finale went up, not season finale, yeah. It was right when I had my conversation with David Hoffman, and I got 100 subscribers on this channel in 2 days, and it was so weird. I was crying about the show and refreshing, and there's another 20 subscribers. There's another. That's never happened in such a drastic way.
But this is, oh yeah, like she never got a Nobel Prize, but like after she died, it was, it's actually, and it was like the Swedish government, like this, the cabinet of the Swedish government instituted an award in 2002 after she, like right after she passed away, which is the literature, the Astrid Lindgren Memorial Award, which, other than the Nobel Prize for Literature, this is the highest price sum of a literature award in the world. It's like, so basically, okay, she never got a Nobel, but now her name is on the most prestigious children's book award in the world.
Wow.
Because, yes.
Oh. Well,
Yes.
This has been fun. I guess Gay is ready to go. That's so cool. Well, good night, Gay. Yeah, good night. We will probably be going here pretty soon too.
Yes.
Tova just said I feel like the Good Place is so much like Kate somehow. Aww.
Yeah. Cute and happy and funny, but also really deep and philosophical. Yeah.
Oh.
That's all we aim to be.
Yeah. That's so cool. That's really nice to hear that. Thank you. I hope that we can all hang out again next week. Same time, same place, same bat time, same bat place.
Yes.
Yes. Anything else you want to say? Anything else you wonderful friends would like to say? What?
First person to get the Astrid Lindgren Memorial Award was, they gave it to the...
Marie Sendak.
Yes.
Where the wild things grow.
R. Yes.
Yes. Aw, Gay is not at all ready to leave. That's so sweet. Well, I have like 5 billion videos up, so if you want to hang out some more, you have options.
Yeah. Good night.
Good night.